All right, it's 6:16. I apologize for the delay in this meeting. Or 6:17 right now. I will call this meeting to order. Please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, everything about tonight's meeting, oh, I didn't even say that. Let's say that first, right? Everything about tonight's meeting is at the door, into the entrance into this room, or you can go to rockridgepublicschools.org and get tonight's agenda and all past agendas and minutes and such. Let the record reflect that Director Reardon is not with us tonight. Okay. And let the record also reflect that the meeting started at 6:17. Okay. Item 2, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Did you want to make that addition first?
Oh, yes. I would like to make the addition on 4.05, right at the top, that the correction for the stipend for Candy Osted was approved for 505. It should have been 495. Okay, that was approved on February 12th, so we need to correct that. Also, I'd like to add at 5.05, the student rep, which is not on here, and it didn't make it. So the student reps will speak at the beginning of reports at 5.05. And also, Mr. Willie Speltz will like to speak at, get ready, 5.4.1.5. So it's right after the North Star construction update.
You want to make an addition, a change of the wording in 6.5 to consider approval or anything like that?
Now we can, 6.5.
Yeah, yep.
You want to, what would you like, Director, you on? 6.5, how would you like it to?
Just stating with possible action or
Okay,
with
all
that.
right. So the 6.5.
Approval.
Okay,
Consider
6.
approval of
Approval of day off,
days off.
approval of days off.
Was that number 5?
6.5, yep.
6.5.
3 days off.
6.5, okay. And did I miss anything? Anybody else have anything?
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
so we got a motion by Director Yuan, support by Director Lotiger. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Is there anybody, nobody had signed up to speak on visitor input, but is there anybody on these that would like to speak? Okay, Mr. Caddy?
Our teaching staff is here.
You have 3 minutes, by the way.
I'm quick, I'll be quick tonight.
Gotta just be fair with
One, we
everybody.
understand the situation that you're in, and we empathize for where you're at, and there's a lot of things.
Right.
Up there.
MIA.
Now you're taking up
Be
my
on
free
camera.
minute.
No, you can start,
let's start now.
there.
Now you got 3.
Cameras on.
Timer. Okay, empathize with the position that you guys are in. We understand it's not a good position that anybody wants to be in. A lot of the schools across the state are in this position. Hopefully, our state representatives are seeing this. They're going to react and things get better down the road. As representing the teachers, we want to acknowledge or identify the fact that over the last 3 years, we've lost over 25 FTE. That's increased our class sizes. When you're looking at class sizes, don't just look at the numbers, actually dive into what the class sizes really are, because that average number, we feel that in our classroom is skewed. There might be, like Dr. Schmidt said, in the 20s, but the reality is there might be some really low classes, and then there's some numbers in the 40s, and class sizes, contrary to some things, class sizes matter, and they impact a lot of things. Thinking about those things, we also implore you, as Polly was saying, and as a lot of you were saying, is looking at the budget as a whole. Look at it. There's a lot of areas that we have that we like to have, but maybe right now we just can't afford. And if that's the time right now, we implore you to look at the budget as a whole to figure out where you can find some cost savings, not just in one area, not just in the teaching side of things. Figure out where you can save some money by looking at everything as a whole. And then we implore you, like we've talked before, finding some ideas that we can recruit and we can maintain some of our students. We've lost a lot of students over the years. Have we reached out to some of those families about how we can recruit students back into our district, or how we can retain students? And as a teachers union, we're more than happy to work with you on finding ways to recruit and retain. We're open to any conversation that we can do to help with it. But that's what we need to do moving forward, is to recruit and retain students. We solve our student problem, we solve the budget problem. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Minute to spare.
Would there anybody else like to speak at visitor input? None being had, we'll move along. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda with the amended items?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Director
I'll
Yuan,
second it.
support by Director Westby. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item 5, student rep, 5.05.
Alright, good afternoon. I'll talk on some previous events that happened earlier in the week, and then we'll get to the really big things for a minute. Oh, and it just
Oh,
don't worry, we got back up. So, Youth Climate Summit happened March 8th, and so we got some experts to come in and talk about the climate and to inform and educate the student body about it. Anyone could have attended, any of the student body. And then we got some that signed up the day before and got to attend. So yeah, I spoke with a few of the students, and I didn't get at the very end, but at the very beginning, when I spoke to some of the students, they said it was going really well. And they really liked the snacks. Moving on, Spring Fling semi-formal dance is happening March 16th for grades 10th, 9th, and 8th. So this is like so now this year prom, we're not hosting anyone other than the seniors, if I'm not mistaken.
Juniors and seniors.
Juniors and seniors, my bad. And so we have this for 10th, 9th, and 8th graders for them to do something similar. Then we had the Snow Week dance. It happened February 27th. I personally went to it. As you expect, it was a dance. I thought it was neat. And then that very same day, we finished up Snow Week, and throughout Snow Week, we had a food drive, and that went exceptional. The seniors pulled through with a huge lead. We got a lot of extra food for the food drive. It's a great success.
It was over like 2,000 items, and we, part of the Leo's Club, we hosted it, and we filled like, I think it was like 3 or 4 SUVs full of food. So,
nice.
and there was
Nice.
a money donation from the teachers as well. So thanks, guys.
Nice.
Then March 5th, we had a ethics workshop. And so that was taking some student leaders. I think it was all seniors. I don't think we had any underclassmen. And we took them and we went to the Masabi Trail Convention Center by the Lutheran Church over there at the intersection. And we talked about ethics, specifically in business. And I personally attended, Cora personally attended, and I really enjoyed it, learned a lot, and yeah. So next up, our girls basketball team made it to state. Big discussion. First time in like 20, 30 some years. Amazing. And then, let me see. We also, Saturday, March 9th, we had the 4th annual Rockridge Rhetorical Rumble. And we hosted 20 schools. and over 200 students, and we spoke in 13 different categories, and we scored a total of 49 points, which was second place, only 1 point behind Duluth. So that was great. Really,
Nice.
really pulling through their speech. And finally, last thing on our agenda report, the a cappella choir is leaving for their New York trip this coming Wednesday, March 20th.
Right. Cool.
So yeah,
Alright.
any questions?
Very
No,
nice.
I attended that same ethics meeting. That was very, very informative.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for the student reps? Okay, thank you. Move along to 5, were you done, Cara? Or were you just?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good.
all right, we'll move along to 5.1, the German-American Partnership Program Exchange with Tara Kowalski.
Terry.
Terry Kowalski. Say that
And
right?
I did bring some of my students with who are going on the trip, so if you have any questions for them, you can ask them as well. So I just wanted to talk to the board because none of you were, we haven't gone on our exchange program for 5 years now due to COVID and some other personal reasons with my partner. But we've had this exchange program arranged since 2009. I've brought groups of students over every other year until COVID hit, so this will be our 7th exchange. And it's a reciprocal exchange, meaning that I bring students over there in June when they're still in school. So these students will be attending school there. And then we do a little bit of traveling. We come home and those same families that we stay with in Germany are going to be coming here and our community will be hosting them in the fall. So it's a great opportunity. You're not there as a tourist so much as you are experiencing the culture, what it's like to live in a host family, what it's like to attend school. And then we have a couple of days where we get to go and tour around so that the kids build up their confidence and can return later on their own to do some traveling where they might want to go. So, but yeah, we have 18 German students and 2 teachers who will be here in the fall. And we'll be attending, they'll be in my German classes and, have a full schedule. They'll be going with their partner students to all of their classes. September 26th they get here and they're here for 2.5 weeks. So,
All right,
Super cool.
did you have any questions for the students at all?
And you're going for 2 to 3 weeks?
We're
or-
going for 3 weeks.
Okay.
2.5 weeks with the host family and then another 4 days that we travel on our own.
Did you guys have to do a lot of fundraising?
We are making pasties this weekend if anyone wants to order any.
You can hit me up. I like to buy them.
I'll order some too. so-
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
any questions, Terry?
No, I have to say that I went to Germany many moons ago with my German teacher, and it was the most wonderful experience. It's something that I look back at so fondly. I'm just so excited for you guys. It'll be amazing, and you'll make new connections and just see a different, we think things are old here, but they're not. Like over there, it's just kind of amazing. So I'm excited for you guys.
And both of your sisters traveled with me and.
They did, yes, they did. They did.
All right, well, thank you for your support of the
Thank you.
exchange and your support of the German program.
Thank you. Up next is,
Charging the podium.
yeah,
Can you wait for an introduction? Just.
yeah,
You're ready.
5.2 is Angie Williams.
Keep it on the
Yeah.
Good evening. I'd like to talk a little bit about our I Love to Read Month. Being an elementary principal only in my 4th year, I guess, that I Love to Read Month is kind of a special month for our elementary kids. And I have to give a huge shout out to Bridget Lacassiere, who is our I Love to Read coordinator. She's also our media person, and she does a fantastic, amazing job with it. She's so creative with her ideas that she comes up with every year. And this year she came up with a Hawaiian luau. And so it was a Hawaiian theme. And she had this big, large map on a wall. And she had the little classes, like each class had an airplane, so like Mrs. Lodiger's, or she's not a classroom teacher anymore, Miss Lodiger, but like Mr. Thompson's class, Mrs. Hill's class, and they had a little airplane, and the goal was to get from Virginia, Minnesota, by reading the amount of words to get to the state of Hawaii. So the kids every morning or at lunchtime would go and look at the map and see where they are in that race to get to Hawaii first. She had several activities. She had a book swap. She had partnered with the PTA for a movie night, and they watched Lilo and Stitch to go along with the theme. She had the dress-up days. She had the celebration day. She had ordered everyone to have a Hawaiian leis so that everybody had one. She even had taught some of our students to do the hula dance. So like at the celebration, they actually had the kids dancing, and she had little skirts ordered for them and anybody who wanted a skirt. So she always goes above and beyond. I just cannot say so much about her. She had trivia questions, they decorated grocery bags, she had drawing contests, reading bingo, and then the top readers were able to color Miss Miller's hair. So that was the big prize. So the top readers got to color her hair in pink and purple. So that was kind of on the day that we had the celebration, Miss Miller was busy getting her hair done, and the kids would come and paint the color on her hair. So it took the morning, but they were excited to do that. And then the reveal of it, of course. Some of the achievements from that, over 33 million words were read by our students. About 6,000 points in accelerated reader points from our students, which was great. Our school readiness, kindergarten, and first grade read almost 4,000 books. And each classroom in the top prize winners, they were either able to get a pizza party or an ice cream party, and that's still being set up. But Miss Dusler's class was the winner. In kindergarten, it was Wallner. In first grade, Miss Jam. Second grade was Baker. Third grade was Tickinen. Fourth grade was Selman, Schreiber in fifth grade, and Thompson in sixth grade. And the last thing I want to mention, because I think it's extremely important to mention this, is the donations that Bridget received from our community support, from our local businesses. Over 75 prizes were given. So I want to make sure to acknowledge and thank them for their continued support. We had Barber Graphics, we had Boomtown, Dairy Queen, Dave's Pizza, Domino's Pizza, Canaries, Laurentian Elementary PTA, Lundgren Motors, Monsters Incorporated, Papa Murphy's Pizza, Snickers Pizza, Super One Foods, Target, The Rink, and the Village Inn, and Walmart. So thank you to all of those businesses that contributed and made our I Love to Read month a huge success. And I said I was only going to say a little bit about that, but that was the most. About the I Love to
The
Read.
winning hair coloring class was.
Well, it was the top readers from each grade level, I think. So, and I don't know the specific names of who they were.
Okay.
But yeah. Then also in February, 26th on a Thursday, our sixth graders went to Giants Ridge, which is their annual ski trip. And everybody loves that day. The kids always have a good time. Last Monday, last Monday the 4th was our end of our second trimester. So our report cards will go home electronically and also in the kids' backpacks, folders this Friday. So the parents can look forward to seeing them online, and also get them electronically and in their students' folder. And then March is our last month that we will be recognizing our students for having characteristics that we are trying to enhance in all of our students. As you always know, because I always talk about this, but it's the fierce, this portrait of a sixth grader. So we've had, F, focused, the I is for inquisitive, the E is the effective collaborators. In January, we have the R for responsible learners and recognize them. In February, we recognize the compassionate learners. And then this last month, it is for engaged learners. So this will be the last month that we celebrate our students that, for our portrait of a sixth grader, and we're looking for our students that are engaged. In April, as you all may know too, is our MCA season. So right around the corner, we'll be administrating our MCA tests, 3rd through 6th grade in reading, math, and 5th grade in science. So those are coming up and they'll all be completed by the end of April. Our teachers have been working hard on teaching the standards, doing a good job with that, so we're anticipating good results for those MCAs. Our interventionists have been working at planning our Title I Family Engagement Night. So we are always required to have an engagement activity with our Title I students and their families. So we've had one meeting so far. And we're looking at having this event on Thursday, May 2nd at Laurentian Elementary from 5:30 to 7. Flyers will be provided to all the families and students that are invited, but we always have a pretty good turnout. And we're looking at right now planning for like bingo, smart activities, scavenger hunts. We'll feed pizza, have drinks and cookies, but it's always a really good turnout and the families really enjoy that event, so I'm looking forward to that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is back by popular demand is our Ninja Everywhere course will be back. The PTA will be doing that every other year. So last year we didn't have it, but the year before we did, and it is a huge success. So they will be back again in May for us and our students. That's all I have.
Great.
Thank you,
Any questions for Angie?
When is the Ninja one in Virginia going to be done?
They are having one too. I don't know what day they picked, but I think they kind of come.
I mean, the
Oh, the course
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
school, that I don't know. That's different than this Ninja.
Oh, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, up next is 5.3, notice on hearing from City of Virginia. Do we know what that's about?
Yes, members of the school board, what you have, you do not act on this, you don't need to do anything with it, this is merely an FYI to you. City of Virginia is looking at doing some TIF, tax increment financing in the mall in Virginia, right off of 53. And so this is a notice, courtesy notice to you, letting them know that they're looking into this. So this is merely an FYI for you, you don't really do anything with it at this moment in time, but just so you are aware.
There's a portion in here that references the school board clerk and so many days for inquiring on more information. Is there anything that I need to do?
My questions are, how will that affect our taxpayers in Rockridge Schools?
My question
this
wasn't
is- I
answered
think-
yet.
It does though.
My question wasn't answered yet.
Oh, well, what?
Noel, so is there anything as the school board clerk that I need to do about this?
No, other than ask your board members if there's anything that they want you to do on behalf of them.
Yeah, that was my cue, I thought, so sorry about that. So I don't know a lot about tax increment financing, and I did a little bit of digging, but I don't understand it totally, but I know it affects our taxpayers. It affects the money that we may or may not get as a school district for our property taxes. I don't know, maybe you could quickly, is some of that we would have gotten going to be diverted to the developer redoing them all? Or I understand that we can try to persuade or have input or whatever on this. There's only a certain circumstance where we would actually have a vote or some kind of other input if it had something to do with, I don't know, education or something. So, first question, does that affect our taxpayers and the money that we would get from tax increment financing? And maybe could you briefly explain that for all of us?
It would,
Yeah.
because the city of Virginia, they're trying to redevelop the mall. We understand what they're trying to do, and they're trying to encourage businesses who go in with giving them some tax breaks. This means they don't pay taxes for a period of time, and so rather than you receiving some revenue from what normally would be the tax, you might not on whatever those businesses are. It's a very commonly used from the cities to do this. You don't really have any control over it, but you certainly could, if you wanted, you could certainly share an opinion you had with the city of Virginia if you wanted to do so. But it also is normally, schools worry about this if it's a significant taxpayer. Like the Mall of American Bloomington, that would be a significant situation where they had a situation like that. But I don't think that is what we're looking at right here.
So you're saying that the city of Virginia is working with businesses, and these businesses are are not having to pay taxes on their little piece of property that they're gonna attain from the city. That's something that we're not getting now, right?
You're not getting it now.
Now, and we're not gonna get it because the city brokered with the developer.
Yes, but it
So we're not on
impacts you.
nothing. Well, it doesn't affect us.
Well, it depends. What we don't know is which businesses they're talking to and which ones they're talking about. But yes, you're correct.
I thought this was just the developer and the owner of the mall. One.
No, if new businesses come in, and if they can lure those businesses here with TIF,
Oh, that's their goal.
okay, that's their goal. I mean, there's all kinds of TIF businesses around here we ain't getting money from.
Do you know how much that would affect us?
All depends on their revenue stream.
No, I mean that we won't be getting before they start generating more revenue, hopefully.
You don't know as
don't.
of this moment.
But if it's something we're not getting now, then,
Well, we are getting something from whatever they're drawing in now as far as.
yeah, but we're still gonna have that.
I know.
I think that that's the way I see it, right?
Right,
That's how
that
it
was
works.
one's
And
Yeah,
potentially
it's just of the
more.
new businesses that they're working with.
Okay, right, I'm getting it now.
Potentially
Yeah,
more.
Yeah, for a period of time, whatever that is, and that's the unknown.
Right.
Right.
Correct. Could be 10 years,
How much
could be
money they
20.
make and if they
Right.
make it, all
Yeah.
of that is the
That's
unknown.
that's right.
But is it accurate to say that for a period of time, we are going to be getting somewhat less because they're getting the increment financing?
If it's a new business, no. If it's a business relocating from point A to the mall, depending where it's coming from, that could be true.
It'd be interesting to know.
I mean, I can't see a big,
How much we're gonna help them finance that. Go ahead.
well, we're not helping to finance it, we're just not getting them tax money.
That's just the opposite.
Yeah. We're just not getting any tax money from their sales.
And I think it's just unknown.
Right.
It's literally
Yeah, there's no
unknown
way
right
to
now.
know.
Okay. Okay. On here, I had Willie at 5.4.1.5. Okay, I should have put Willie up at 5.3.5, so he could speak. Do you want to keep it the way it is? Or would you want Willie to break up Superintendent Schmidt's words on the North Star, Evelyn, and Gilbert?
We could listen to him now, I think,
Okay, all right. Willie.
if he's ready.
Yeah. You're up.
Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for getting me on the agenda. I'm sorry I was out of town to get on the agenda in time, and I wanted to give you an update of all of the great things that are happening in the world of school-to-work engagement and fundraising. And there are some things on here that are still brewing, but I'm going to do my best to give it to you. So I'll read this to keep us moving along. You have a full house and a busy agenda tonight. So thank you to the Virginia Community Foundation for a $10,101 donation to the 2023 Wolverine Fund. Thank you to all the great donors. That's where that comes from, an endowment fund from the Virginia Community Foundation for supporting Rock Ridge Public Schools. $500 coming in from the Evelyn Elks Club to support the World Wars Museum with Mr. Conger. They went on that trip and had a great time, so thank you to the Evelyn Elks Club for helping with that. It was a great trip. Back on January 31st, we had an awesome Essentia Day. We had a nice report from Jill Oja here. I don't know if those always get to you, but Sam Stone and Andrea Chartier from Essentia Health kicked off an awesome day at Rock Ridge High School for our 800 students in the Performing Arts Center and throughout the building with several booths and everything. Students learned about hypothetical patient with a broken leg, moving through various aspects of healthcare for treatment. Throughout the rest of the day, the Essentia Health and Science Wing at Rock Ridge was full of energized and engaged student learners. Dozens and dozens of Essentia employees from all their various departments were here, like emergency management, surgery, anesthesiology, pharmacy, radiology, cardiology, respiratory, environmental services, maintenance, nursing, education, trauma, emergency medical, long-term care, primary care nursing, labs, rehab, workforce development, administration, and many others. So I want to talk about school to work engagement. That was a great day. And you already heard this, although that'll come up in a minute. We also had another group making some final decisions that went to a Minnesota North Mesabi Range open house, and we had a senior who took advantage of that visit, applied for college with the support from the Evelyn Campus Student Services Department, and made the commitment to go right there. So that was definitely a good trip for him. Other seniors weighed the option of accepting apprenticeships or continuing their education after high school at that campus. So all of these visits are becoming very, very positive for us and great experiences. You heard about the climate presentation that they had. Mr. Hammers, you heard about that in the ethics seminar, so I'll keep us going. And then we have our Evelyn Do Bids, which are ending up to be great fundraisers for the district, and I enjoy working those and trying to raise money for the district that way. And the Evelyn ones are coming to an end yesterday and today. I think there might be some time still today. I don't have that fully memorized, but we should be on the good side of $30,000+ in gross from the Evelyn Do Bid sales. So we'll see on that, more information to come when that comes out. And thank you to everybody who has participated in that from all of our districts and all around. We had the Ford company come in, thanks to Lundgren Ford for getting us lined up to get our students in our auto mechanics class Ford certification as they come through. There's all kinds of videos they can watch and keep going independently with that. So that's been a great partnership. And the same thing from Washke for the ASE certification. A trainer came in to teach us and evaluate our site for potential in becoming an ASE certified site for auto classes. That was wonderful. That's exactly what we're hoping to do with all of this Career Academy and School to Work engagement. They're excited to someday hire our kids and keep our kids moving along in their training. Last week I took some kids down to UMD for a great engineering day. There were probably 10 or 12 schools down there, and the kids got to see a ton of engineering information in their school of engineering. So that was a worthwhile trip. And I also took a great bunch of kids to the Minnesota North for their annual Women in the Workforce Day. That was awesome. They had some great panels and great experiences for the kids and more booths to look at. That was a ton of fun. And finally, I'm working with the Golden Bear Foundation and the Evelyn Community Foundation. They're hosting a monster curling bonspiel this weekend, and we invite everybody to come. Hopefully you got the email on that. If you didn't, let me know, and thanks for the couple of the response. I know some can make it, some can't. But teachers, thank you. Many of you responded with, yeah, Willie, we'll make some posters or we'll make some signs. And we benefit a ton from these groups at Rock Ridge Benefits. We receive a great amount of funds from the Golden Bear Foundation grants. The same is true for the Evelyn Community Foundation. The Golden Bear Fund recently gave money to our state competitors. Our wrestler and the girls basketball team just straight out cash went out $2,000 to those people to go to the state tournaments. That's something that they do anytime our kids go to the state tournament. They help them get there because they know the school isn't able to give enough. They know that it will really help, and they like to reward them for their great work, just to enhance their experience at the state tournament. So we are truly grateful to both of these groups, the Golden Bear Foundation and the Evelyn Community Foundation. You know, everything that they do, all the extra stuff that they do. And they do have a fund set up just for Rock Ridge inside of the Golden Bear Foundation, even though that's the name of it. They wanted me to make sure everybody knows that that is a name that they stick with because they still do things outside of Rock Ridge, but inside of there, they have and are raising money just for Rock Ridge. And so they don't just limit themselves to Evelyn, even though that's the name. And they are well over, just this past year, well over $10,000 in giving. So we're lucky for these two groups and everybody that's always giving to Rock Ridge Public Schools. I just wanted to give you that update. Thank you for letting me get in.
I'm glad you mentioned about the Golden Bear Foundation, because I was scrolling trying to figure out when the date was, but it's this weekend?
This weekend at the Curling Club. Everybody's welcome even to come and watch, come and eat, come and support. They have a big announcement that they're making on Saturday. I can't wait. I don't know what it is, but I'm very excited to hear about it. They're kind of tipping their hat that Willie, you guys might want to be there, so I'm excited to check that out.
Cool.
Saturday, right?
Yep.
Saturday.
What time does it start?
the tournament's all weekend. Friday, we have groups that are going to go there and help them register. Thank you to teachers who signed up for that also. Wear your Rock Ridge stuff if you do go. They loved that. There was a great quote from someone who was very staunch in just the Eveleth and names and everything to remain anonymous that said, whoa, I have to change my thinking. Look at all this Rock Ridge. Look at all these Rock Ridge people at this curling event. This is fantastic. This can work. And now they're on board. So all of that stuff does help. So thank you to everybody who did that. So the tournament's all weekend, Friday night, Saturday. I think from 1 to 3, I think I sent to you is the big time that we should possibly be there if we can.
Okay.
For some type of an announcement.
Thanks, Willie.
Thank you. Thanks, Willie.
Up next is the superintendent report. He's going to speak on all 3 sites.
I will.
Okay.
Members of the board, I want to give you updates on the school construction. I'll start with North Star. They are finishing up the inside of North Star. You will probably get to see it. We were initially going to set up a visit in March. We're going to shift that to April. So you'll be able to see progress there. They're finishing up on the inside. Because winter ended in December, I believe they might be able to start doing the exterior work a little sooner than maybe they were originally planning to. But as soon as the ground firms up and the equipment gets up here, they will begin on the exterior. This includes the playground, play areas, etc. The big, sliding hill, which all the kids are excitedly waiting for. And so that will commence, but we're still looking at all of that being finished by somewhere in the middle of August and putting the fence up around the outside of the play area, the lights and everything up. The Ninja play area on the inside is also getting worked on. They're starting on that. And so you'll probably, when you go into the building, you'll be able to see that. The slide is installed on the lower level. I've been told it's very fast. So that will be an exciting adventure for the North Star teachers, some of who are here, and the North Star students. And so we're on target, mid-August, everything should be done. The next building is the Eveleth School site. The bids for the abatement and the demo were due last week. They were opened in this room. Kraus Anderson is currently going through them, making sure that all of the specifications were met and that nothing was left off of the bid. We are trying to have a target where you hear what they are at your next board meeting in March. And if we're able to, and if you're able to, hopefully accept bids, one for whoever is doing the abatement and the other one whoever is doing the demolition. In the meantime, your custodial crew is working very hard emptying the Eveleth building out, and you've already heard the update from Willie on the due bid, removing of materials that we're selling. We are trying to empty the Eveleth Gilbert Old High School so the abaters can get in there quickly. I do not know as of this minute where they will start the abating and the demo, but they could start either on the north side of the complex, which would be by the football field, baseball field, or they could start on the south end. It just kind of depends how things break. But we are expecting that in order to help you get better bids, North Star, which is currently in the old Franklin building, will have some interesting things happen. We'll keep you tuned to some of those because the Wi-Fi is coming from the south end of the building. The heat is coming from the south end of the complex structure. And they also do know that they have 3 moving days like everybody else had at the end of the year. And especially I know you know this, but for those of you who are watching on camera who may not know, North Star teachers, they have been in 3 different buildings. They are going to be in 3 different buildings in like 4 years. So be really nice to North Star teachers. They are doing way more moving than anybody else in the district. So kudos to any North Star teachers. The other teachers have been great. The moves have gone really well so far. You made very good decisions with giving them extra days to move into, and that has helped greatly in moving into the new building. So we have one more big move coming up, and then hopefully you'll get the bids for the demo and the abatement of the entire Evelyn complex. And I'm using the word complex because that is what it is. There's a lot of building there and multiple buildings on the site. The last site, just give you an update on the Gilbert school site, which is a little bit smaller. Most of the buildings, the walls, roofs are down. They are still removing stuff from the site. If you go there, you can tell that they're digging out the last bit of anything underground, foundations, etc. They still have trucks moving things away, but it's going very well. And then they will put material in to level it, fill it. They will seed it, but that one is actually going very, very well. And again, because winter has ended early, it's helping them on the demo part of it. And then the last thing I'll say, which is related to this, is that, and I know you get questions from members in your community, all the money from the bond that you've gotten from bonds for whether it's construction or demolition, you cannot use that for salaries or anything else like that. The laws for that are very restrictive on you. So you cannot use any of your bond money for salaries, unfortunately. In the business world, yes, you could absolutely slide money around. However, you can't. So the buildings that we have, it's from the bond money, it's the voter approved, and it's from donors who have donated some money to make some parts of it look a little bit nicer. And so just want you to note that is, I'm looking at 40 teachers here right now who are probably some of the most important people you have on the range, because the future of the range is going to be determined by the teachers in your buildings. So your teachers have been great. I know I said the custodians have been great too. Your teachers have been great. There's like no other district who has moving this much chaos, different buildings, moving around all this than what your teachers have also gone under. So be nice to all your teachers too, include the North Star ones. They've done a great job for you. And that's it.
Any questions for Noel in regards to those three items?
Well, I just wanted to touch on the due bids. Where is that revenue allocated to?
It'll go into the general fund.
Okay.
And you really won't probably make money off of it because we're paying a lot of custodians to get this done
Gotcha.
and set up. But whatever you do, it'll go into the general fund.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Moving along to 5.5. Can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll move.
Support.
Culver Dahl, support by Lotiger. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Administrative item 6.1, consider approval of school board readiness and ECFE 2024-2025 budget recommendation.
I'll move.
By Culver Dahl,
Support.
support by Lotiger. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 6.2, consider approval of proposed self-transport zone for students attending North Star Elementary in Virginia beginning 2024-2025 school year.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Director Lotiger.
I will support.
Support by Director Yuhan. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Are we at 6.2?
We're on that right now.
Yes, are we
Yep.
at 6.2?
Yep.
Yeah.
School transport. Okay, I'm
And
ready
for
to vote.
discussion and nobody said anything.
Yeah, I'm ready to vote.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion passes 5-1 with Director Sorokin voting no. 6.3, consider request from Bruce Bonicato for some carpet squares in the Evelyn Gilbert High School.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Director Lotiger,
I will support.
support by Director Yuhan. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 6.4, consider approval of proposed 2024-2025 Rockridge School Calendar. Need a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Director Yuhan. Support?
Support.
Support by Director Lotiger. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 6.5, state tournament.
Make the motion to not have school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
So the motion by Director Yuhan is no school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I'll support.
Good luck to our 3 teams that are going to state
Yep.
this weekend.
Okay, support by Director Sorkin. Any discussion?
Yes. Again, I just want to raise, I just had a question actually, because I talked to some of the elementary principals during our little break. Is it possible to reach out to like Y Care and have an option for parents who have no other option, basically?
We would, depending
Is that
what you vote
possible?
tonight, we will do our best to come up with some options for parents who
Okay.
are looking for, they need an option.
Okay.
So when the email goes out kind of thing, you say these would be your options in lieu of the school being closed kind of thing.
Yes, give us a little time to work on it. We'll do our best.
So the discussion here is, we're playing Alexandria. Okay? You know, the school where this all academy thing started.
little bit
Oh, that is, I didn't
You
even
know,
think about that.
little bit
You're right.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm sorry, Alexander, but I hope, I hope you lose. I don't want to have hope, but it's just like, may the best man, may the best ladies win.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're voting on 6.5, if there's any more discussion, is no school on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with motion by Director Yuan, supported by Director Sorkin.
I would like to add one other thing. You know, we may or may not play Friday, so we're for sure playing Wednesday and Thursday. Friday's unknown, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
The other 2 teams are playing Friday. Just the
What was that?
other 2,
Okay.
the hockey team
True.
are playing Friday.
Okay.
In the state tournament, so I hate
Yeah.
to diminish what they're doing too, so.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
I want to make everyone know
Yeah,
that I
that's-
want everybody down there. I'll be down there with my family. I hope everybody can come.
So there's hockey in Buffalo, correct?
And Proctor.
And Proctor.
And I think it's important to say too, because, you know, there wasn't filming during our working session,
Right.
but there are fan buses for 7th through 12th going on Wednesday. Kind of up in the air about Thursday,
Do
potentially
they pay
two
to be on
buses.
they don't have to pay to be on the fan, but they just.
Yeah.
I do
There's a
believe
fee.
there's a fee.
10 bucks in there or something?
Yeah, and then
$11
they're also
11?
responsible to pay for their ticket. Yeah.
Do we know what the sign up is yet, or do we have, just out of curiosity, I know it probably went out today, but. has-
I saw on Facebook there was a post about it too, and I think there was links on our Facebook page regarding that also. But just in the discussion too that happened during our working session, you know, there are a lot of teachers that want to attend, a lot of staff members that want to attend the state tournament as well, and finding substitutes is really hard at this time, so we're keeping that in mind as well and making the decision.
Thank you.
At least I am, yep.
And members of the board, I should probably add, I'm looking right at
Bob.
Bob Boss right now. If you cancel school for Thursday, that means, Bob, is there a possibility that there could be fan buses on Thursday also?
There could be fan buses on there, yes. We can have our own staff do it if they want to step up to the plate to do it, yes.
Okay. Any more discussion on 6.5? With none being had, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Oh, thank goodness.
You guys gotta stay the whole meeting now.
Lucky for them, we're
You've been
at the
this, you've
end.
come this far. Don't leave it now. 6.6, consider approval of resolution terminating employment of Michaela Shield. This is a roll call vote. Okay, can I get a motion for this roll call?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Director Yuhan,
I'll support.
support by Colbert Dahl. We will call for roll call. Director Lotiger.
Discussion first, or?
Yes, any discussion on this? Okay,
Making sure there wasn't any.
okay. Director Lotiger.
Yes.
Director Lotiger's a yes. Director Yuhan.
Yes.
Director Yuhan's a yes. Director Addy is a yes. Director Colbert Dahl.
Yes.
Director Colbert Dahl's a yes. Director Westby.
Yes.
Director Westby's a yes. Director Sorkin.
Yes.
Director Sorkin's a yes. Motion passes unanimously.
You didn't confuse us tonight.
I know.
Huh?
You didn't confuse us. so
I'm
that's
trying to be
fine.
on my,
You're doing
I'm
good.
trying to be good. This meeting announcements, our next regular meeting will be March 25th at 2024 here at in this administrative building. I would suggest, I don't know when we're gonna have our, next, budget meeting, our working session, but, Noel said, you said,
You kind of indicated to me earlier,
Yeah.
just reading body language, 4 o'clock before your next board meeting. You'll need a little more time to talk.
Yeah.
and then there's going to be our North Star tour in April sometimes, we don't know that. And I would actually ask, and the boards can maybe throw this out there too, but I would ask all the people in our district, or even not in our district, to go down there and cheer our Lady Wolverines on for some real serious hardware.
State,
Yes.
state tournament for girls basketball, the junior gold,
Yeah,
and Bantam
yes.
B1.
Yes,
Yep.
okay. With that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Westby,
Support.
support by Director Lotiger. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.